Hey guys, I just want to do this really quick short video of a new program that kind of came across my desk, and it was a Vince Delmonte program. And by the way, in case you guys don't know, I've followed Vince Delmonte's programs for quite some time, and I've got some really good results from it. So when I saw this new program come across my desk, I was pretty anxious to try it. I had good results in the past using Vince's programs. And I know his main program from the very beginning was no nonsense muscle building, and he's created some products after that. But this one is actually no nonsense muscle building 2.0. So I was very interested in this program because he had created his first one a few years back, maybe around 2006 or so. So I was really anxious to try it because so much time has gone by, and I wanted to see if No Nonsense Muscle Building 2.0 was just as effective, if not better, than his original one. So when I got this program, I started looking through it, and there were some specialization phases that I thought were pretty unique. I've always kind of saw a lot of people talk about overtraining and how it's possible to overtrain, and it can affect your muscle building results and can stall your muscle gain. So when I saw this program, I noticed that I was going to be doing muscle groups 2-3 times, the same muscle group 2-3 times in 1 week, and I thought, wow, this is kind of different. I've never heard of training. Let's say for instance you want to train chest, doing that 3 times a week, 3 days in a row. I thought, man, I've never seen a program like that. So I was very intrigued. So I started looking into it and noticed that when I was doing the chest part of the program, it was 3 days in a row, but they were all different exercises, all different volumes, different reps, different rest periods, different movements. So I thought, okay, I can see there was a lot of thought and science put into this program, because, I mean, let's face it, a lot of people can put together a program and make it really simple, but when I looked at this one, it kind of looked like a lot of thought went into it. So I was like, I'm going to give this a shot. So I started off doing chest, and I couldn't believe the results I was getting. I mean, I think I was doing chest Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and by the time I got to Wednesday, my chest was just, it was fried. I mean, it was just like, wow, I've never trained chest so hard. And just to let you know, when you're doing these specialization phases, you're not neglecting your other muscle groups. You're basically going to be maintaining them, so you're not going to put a whole lot of emphasis on it, which means you're not going to lose any muscle anywhere else. You're just going to concentrate on chest. And that's kind of what Vince was talking about in his program, is that sometimes you have to specialize on a specific muscle group in order to grow. Now, there's different specialization phases that he has. There's arms and shoulders, there's chest, there's back, there's legs. So he pretty much covers it all in this new program. And I got to try a few of them, and I had some amazing results. I mean, I did the chest one, I did shoulders and arms. That was a really good one. I think he has a thing in there called, I think it was called SSTS. It was sustained stress time sets, which is another way of saying constant tension. This was another approach that I've never been exposed to. I think most people, when they go to the gym, like myself, I'm always counting reps. I'm always doing 12 to 15 reps, or for a strength program doing 5 by 5. So when I saw the constant tension time sets, I was a little nervous about it, because when I started looking at the program, it got to a point where you were doing 60 seconds of constant tension time sets. And all that really means is, guys, is you're setting your clock to 60 seconds, and you're going to be moving the weight for that amount of time with no rest. So I thought, wow, that's going to be pretty tough. I mean, yeah, I can handle 12, 15 reps, but that was kind of one of the fears that I had, was like, am I going to be able to sustain 60 seconds of putting tension on my muscle? And what's cool about it is that in this program, you don't start off at 60 seconds. I mean, you're going to be starting off at like 30 seconds, and then the next week you'll start at 40, and then 50. So you gradually build up to it. So that's nothing to be afraid of. I know I was in the beginning, but once I saw the program, it's definitely progressive, or progression rather. So when you're starting off at 30 seconds, he kind of builds you up all the way to 60, but then in the middle of the phase, he drops you back down to 30 seconds, only this time you have to use a heavier load. So that was incredible. I actually noticed I got a lot stronger because I progressively increased the seconds, 30, 40, 50, 60. Then the program brings you all the way back down to 30 seconds, only this time you do a heavier load. And I was very shocked that I was able to do that. So that was such a huge benefit. Because as you get older, there's times where you don't feel as strong in your 30s or 40s as you do in your 20s, and I'm in my 30s now, my late 30s, and I actually felt stronger now than I did when I was in my 20s, just because of the way the program was laid out. So those were just some awesome benefits that I got from the program, and it was so effective that Vince actually created a contest for guys who were really serious about muscle building, and he kind of wanted some people to represent his brand, and he kind of put us through this this little contest to see who could have the best transformation. And by the way, in this video I'll make sure to put up my transformation pictures, because let's face it, I mean, that's the real evidence that people want to see, is the before and afters. And a lot of the guys that tried the program, they all had different goals. Some wanted to build muscle, and bulk up, and then some kind of wanted to shred. Well, here's the beauty about Vince's new program, his No Nonsense Muscle Building 2.0, is that you can do this in a cutting phase or a bulking phase. Okay, I did it in a cutting phase, and I was able to lose 22 pounds of fat and build muscle. And you'll see my before and after pictures to prove it. I mean, it was just incredible. I mean, I had worked out for 10 years and thought I was in great shape until I saw my after photos. When I saw my after photos, and by the way guys, I only did this for like 18 weeks. When I saw my after photos, I'm like, my before photo looked like I didn't even work out. I mean, I looked fat. I didn't look like I worked out. I had some size, but there was no definition. So when you see my before and after pictures here, you're going to see that there was no lean muscle that I had. I was fat, and I was really heavy. And then my after pictures, I was more shredded, I was lean, I was able to lose the fat and build muscle and get stronger. And that's just unheard of. A lot of programs is you're either doing one or the other. You're bulking up, getting stronger, but you're retaining a lot of fat, or you're cutting and you're getting weaker. I will say that, my gains didn't really decrease that much. I mean, my strength rather did not decrease that much, even though I was in a cutting phase. But it was because of the progression. That's what really helped me. And yeah, there's some things that you can take, like an intra-workout shake, some carbs to kind of help you get through the workout. Those are just minimal things that you need sometimes when you're in a cutting phase. You have to add a little extra. But the program is what really worked. It worked very well. I was very impressed with the program, and it's something that I'm definitely going to continue using because I see some great benefits to it. The great thing is that with all these specialization phases, once you complete them all, you can go back to doing the first one that you did to bring up those body parts up again. So this is something you could use year in and year out. A lot of programs you use one time, okay, now it's time to move on to the next program. But this one you could use all the time. You just basically go through it for a long period, and then you can just start over, but increase the weight. So guys, I just want to just do this little video for you to just show that it does work. I've used Vince Delmonte's programs before, and I'd encourage you to try it and see for yourself, guys.